What's up, everybody? It is time for another episode. We named the show, guys. It's now called Dialed In. So, dialed as in dialed in. You get the idea. Either way, today we are going to be going live with Jaylane. He's a men's physique, classic physique competitor, and we'll wait for him to hop in. What up, everybody? All right. I think that's Jaylane. Let's go. All right. Hold up. What up, everybody?
Yo.
Oh shit, my head's cut off. Hold up. What up, Jaylane?
Wow, I've been watching this game. You're not. Are you a basketball fan? Aren't you in Cali?
Nah, bro. I like football and baseball. Honestly.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's not to say I don't watch it. It's just not my go-to, you know.
Fair enough. I respect it.
But all right. Chances are everybody who's watching now knows who I am. You know, they probably follow me. But for you, tell us a little bit about who you are, everything like that.
Let's see. I'm just a kid living in Buffalo, chasing his dream. I got one semester left in college. Chase dreams, not degrees. Got a solid TikTok following. You guys might have seen me over there. If you guys have been following Cody for a while, he did a video on me, like just giving me some tips or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to say, just because I probably haven't told you before. So I had TikTok a while, bro. I had TikTok since the week it dropped. I just never posted on it. I always had it. So I've had it for like 2 years. I just never posted. Right?
Really?
Yeah. So maybe like 8 months into having it, I was scrolling through and I saw you and I saw the Ripter and you guys just kept posting all this motivational shit. And I was like, damn, bro, like if he can do it, I can do it. Why can't I post? You know, I think at the time you only had like 20K, 30K. It was in the lower end.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
yeah, you started posting some motivational shit, and I was like, damn, bro, I want to be like that guy. So thought I'd throw that out there. Thought I'd put it in the live just because it's true, bro. Like you and the Ripter, like I saw you guys killing it. But
that's dope. Yeah,
right.
that's when I like blew up because at first I got on TikTok. I mean, I had like IG and I was into fitness or whatever, like the fitness social media. But I knew TikTok was the app. Like that was the app that was popping. So my buddy was like, dude, you got to get on here. So I got on there. But for like up until like maybe like 10K, I was just trying to go viral. So I was doing like light skin videos, like trying to do these trends, bro.
Yep.
Just cringy stuff, just trying to get a video to blow up, and I was sick. And then I just started, I was like, all right, I'm just going to be myself, start posting like the motivational stuff, and then I like skyrocketed.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. On the time I knew TikTok was going to be something very big was I was at Disneyland, and it was just random. I saw this like car drive in front of me. It was like, you know, the cars from Cars. Like it was actually the cars from Cars. And like my video got 1.4 million views. And I was like, for what? It was a car driving by. My video was 3 seconds long. So like just to see something get 1 million views, I was like, all right, this app's going to be something big. All right, guys. I know I just missed like 45 questions, so let me scroll up a little bit and I'll try and get to them. sorry if I missed them, guys. You may have to ask them again. I'll just go from the top. But all right. So I went through my DMs. I just went through everything. I took it off here. I got like 20 questions. I don't know if you have any, but I'll just kind of start from here. But
I mean, I definitely have some. I do not have them written down. I couldn't go get my laptop. I have so many. I'm backed up on DM. I was like the CEO of answering every single DM. Yeah. I think I went like 7 days without answering. Just completely buried. Like it's probably like 200-300 at this point.
Telling you, man, it's wild.
Take some time.
All right, hold up. All right, let's start from the top. How much is my ebook? My fat loss ebook is 45. They said, what's up? Looking leaner in the face, bro. I'm trying, bro. The carbs are getting lower. Another 4 weeks, I'm gonna be Jaylen shredded.
There you go.
All right, what's up? All right, okay. Where's the question at? Why is milk bad? It's more so just the lactose, guys. I mean, you don't want to spike your estrogen as a man. All right, I'm bound to find a question eventually.
And also, like, if you're talking like protein shake, dude, it's just a waste of calories. Like,
I agree.
Use water. Get a protein powder that will taste good with water. If your protein powder doesn't taste that good with water, it's probably a shitty protein powder. Get a better one.
All right, Cody. I
won't plug Rise because I know you work with Evo Gen, so.
Yeah. I was about to say that. You know, give a shout out to your brand, bro. Give a shout out who you work with.
If you guys want to cop any merch, like how bad do you want it? I'm wearing one of the dad hats. But we got merch. We're about to drop the Dream Chasers cutoffs again. On the next drop, I'm gonna send you one for sure.
Sure, bro.
Then we're gonna go black, and then like, I'm a Rise athlete, so me, Coach Greg, both in the same boat. We both can save you guys as much money on Rise. They started in Buffalo. That's why I originally was like affiliated with them.
Really? Who's the owner? Is Joey Swore anybody like that related to it, or
he's one of the founders. I believe Nick Stella is the one that started. He's the CEO, so he started. He's from Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think Joey was just like one of like the main big like investors in the beginning of it or whatever. I'm not 100% sure on it.
Oh, okay. I just remember I saw him posting, but I was like, he has to be somewhere up there. You know, he wouldn't go. That particular guy wouldn't go for a brand, you know, unless it was making him some money.
Yeah, no, he's invested into it deep.
All right, so you know, forewarning, Jaylen. I probably had 27 questions related to you hopping on cycle, so I probably took 2 and just blocked out the other ones because like I didn't want our chat to only be about gear, you know. For obvious reasons, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open and honest to as much as I feel is like necessary. I try to be as transparent as possible. That's why, like, when I was natty, it would make me so mad. It's like, y'all realize that when I hop on, 1, you're gonna notice the difference, and 2, like, I'm gonna tell you that I'm on. What's good, Dimitri?
All right. Any muscle group I could target to increase my bench? You could answer first. I'll hop in after. We could just keep rotating back and forth. Just go over a couple.
Well, you can analyze it like this. If you look at like where you failed, so you're going for max and you failed at like 225, where on your bench you're failing. If you get it like halfway up, you can't finish it, then you're probably gonna want to bring up your triceps. You know, you can be very like specific to it. That's what happens at these guys at the top. Like, go watch like some Julius Matic videos. Other things, look at your form. Do you have leg drive? Is your butt coming off for the bench? Like, there's lots of things you can consider.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. A couple tips I'd say on my end, especially being around a couple powerlifters, is that a lot of people neglect forearms. Like you're squeezing the bar with your forearms. You need your forearms to support that weight. You need to work on your lats. You need to be able to contract and squeeze your back into the back of the bench. I mean, that's pretty much it. You already covered triceps, things like that. But at the end of the day, I guess my best advice from just my point of view is that to get stronger, you need to master the basics. So I see a lot of people go to the gym and they're like, my goal is to hit 2 plates. I was like, okay, what can you do 185 for? What can you do 135 for? And I can do it for like 6. Like, no, you need to get that 135, start getting upwards like 15, 20, then work your way to doing some heavy weights before you hurt yourself. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and take pride in form. That's the biggest thing that's stayed the same since I first started lifting. I never wanted anyone to be able to discredit my lift because of form. So squat. No one's ever going to say, oh, well, he's like quarter squatting. He's not going to depth. Bench, my butt's never going to come off the bench. And then deadlift, you're not going to see me with a rounded back. Like, if I feel my back's around, I just drop the weight. Like, you're going to end up getting hurt. There's a reason why these things are in place. Like, that is the proper way to do it. Especially if you want to do this for a while. Like, yeah, this might be your first couple months getting into lifting, but if you plan on doing this for a while, it's going to be lots of wear and tear. And it's the little things over time that add up to Snap City. It's not just all of a sudden one big injury. It's like, no, oh, your knee's been bothering you because you're squatting terribly. And then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, then you have a big problem.
Facts. And I know for a fact, bro, my form was good when I got hurt. My foot still slipped. So you never know, guys. You never know what could happen.
What shoes were you wearing?
I was wearing probably like Vans or something. I was just wearing something standard. But like, I was probably like 16 weeks out, 14 weeks out from nationals. I was lifting. I was strong. That was the biggest I ever was. I was 6'1", 245. I was massive. Massive. And I was doing 405 for sets of 8 because my strength wasn't even hard for me at that point. I got to rep 7, rep 8. My right foot slipped on a pile of sweat that I've made over all my sets, and it was game over. Ruined it.
Like at the bottom, it slipped. Like you.
I couldn't even tell you, bro. It happened so fast. I don't even remember.
That's crazy, man.
So yeah, that took me out all of 2019. Didn't touch a weight all of 2019. So I'm starting from scratch. So it's fun. It was a very humbling experience. I will put it that way.
Yeah,
very, like, very, very humbling.
Something you'd never even think about, like a pile of sweat. Like really, like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. Put it that way. Who can do a better cartwheel? Probably him because I'm not athletic at all anymore.
I still got some athleticism to me, but I definitely cannot do a cartwheel. So just default that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try that. All right. How do you find your passion?
All right. I ask people this all the time. I've been waiting to put it into a post. I ask people this all the time. Like, people are like, oh, well, I want to do this. I'm like, all right, if you had $1 billion, money didn't matter. What would you do on a daily basis? I'm still going to work out. I'm still going to make videos. I'm still going to try to motivate people. So I'm going to try to make that my income because then I'll never have to work another day of my life. Those are things I'm passionate about. I still fish. I still do all the same stuff that I'm doing now and trying to do more of. So, like, but people are like, oh, yeah, I'm going for a business major. Like, is that what you would do, like, on a day-to-day? Well, my passion's photography. That's what I do. I probably take a bunch of pictures. Well, then try to figure out how you can make money in that. And the avenue doesn't have to be there. Like, at one point, there wasn't YouTube. People weren't making money just making videos, and then it happened. Like, you can create it. Everything's impossible until it's done.
No, I definitely agree with that. Even for myself, like I always had a passion for something fitness related. And that's kind of when I stumbled upon bodybuilding. I got into that, started learning about it. And then when I got hurt and like I wasn't able to train, I was like, man, like I'm missing a big part of me. How do I continue doing my passion, but like I physically can't get on stage? And I was like, you know what? I want to start getting people on stage because I always coach regular people. I just was scared to coach competitors because I just felt like I wasn't, for some reason I felt like I wasn't able to, because I wasn't pro. And I was like, you know what, yo, Brett, like I'll coach you for like $100. You want to compete? He's like, sure. So I didn't coach him for like any money at all, really. And then we got him on stage. He took fifth. I was like, wow, that was quick. We did that in 8 weeks. I wonder what we can do another year later. And like it just kept growing and growing and growing. And I went from like 5 clients to 30 and like so on. So now, like you said, like it doesn't feel like a job. Like, yeah, I'm busy, but like I love my job with a passion. Like I went from coaching people in the Bay Area to New York, Texas. Now I have Australia, Germany. Like it just keeps blowing up daily. Like I love it, bro. I got no complaints. I make money. I enjoy my job. I get to interact with you guys. I get to meet people. I randomly met Jaylen through this app, through fitness. Like you never know. All right.
Yeah. Because don't chase money, because money will never end. You'll never be satisfied.
That's true.
Like
money helps, guys, but I mean, at the end of the day, I have some quite wealthy friends, maybe not millionaires, but I have friends who make 6 figures and above, and like some of them just aren't happy. Like they're working 24/7 at a job they hate, but like they have money. So money's not everything, man. Definitely not. Okay, moving on. How do you know whether to bulk or to cut?
I get this question literally so much. I'm not surprised that it came up there. Well, do you want abs? If you don't have abs already, do you want to appear leaner? Or are you kind of in a spot where like you're kind of like that skinny fat? Well, then maybe a slight bulk might be beneficial to you and locking in on your diet, getting enough protein to put on to optimize your ability to put on muscle.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, it comes down to this too, guys. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like if you're new to fitness, like I'm talking about, you're completely new. Your first year, second year, and you just don't have any mass yet. You can't, just because you have a stomach doesn't mean you need to get a 6-pack. Doesn't mean you need to cut off. Doesn't mean you need to cut because you don't have any mass yet. So you would look like a string bean, but you'd have a 6-pack. So that's the look you want, and that's what you're happy with. Then sure, go with that. But at the end of the day, guys, your first couple of years into fitness, you're gonna need to put some quality time in and build some mass. So I try to encourage people to bulk when they're younger. Like you don't need to cut if you're a teenager. However, if you're on the bigger side and you genuinely have a large amount of body fat in your frame, then sure, you might need to cut for health reasons. But overall, I see people cutting when they shouldn't, and that's probably the only answer I would give you. No, that's the simplest thing I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Like a lot of you young guys, 14, what's it do? Focus on putting on muscle. Like
definitely,
even if anything, just main gain, like your maintenance. Like to going in a deficit when you haven't put on the size is not. You're not gonna look like this influencer that you're trying to look like that's shredded to the bone.
Yeah, and at that point too, your metabolism is usually working quite well. Not everybody, there's always that small percentage, but for most people, when you're a teenager, your metabolism is burning. Your testosterone's peaked, your metabolism is going. You need to eat food. What is it going to do when you start starving yourself? The last thing you want to do is you start getting skinny fat at like 19, 20, 21 because you start hurting your metabolism at 15, 16, 17. Don't do it. My DMs are filled with it. Don't do it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Let's see here. This is a good question. I guess it would really depend, but does your bar have to touch your chest? Emphasize, does your bar have to touch your chest on bench, or can it be an inch above? Let's assume they're talking about flat barbell or incline barbell.
On incline, I personally don't go all the way down. Yeah. I don't like the way my shoulders feel, especially once I start to go up in the weight. Yeah, it's not something I feel comfortable doing. Now, if we're talking comp, obviously it's got to go all the way down. But like, everyone's body is different, and like it's just like any other thing, like sumo versus conventional. You got to do what works best for your body, and this is what you'll figure out once you start working out. Once you get a little bit of time under your belt, like certain things, certain movements your body might not like, or so you have previous injuries or anything. Like I've had 2 knee surgeries. I can't squat ass to grass anymore. Well, I can, but it'll just lead to my knee like inflaming. So you just have to listen to your body.
Definitely. So I guess from my point of view on that too, it really comes down to, like you said, your range of motion, what your body can handle, guys. We're all different. Some of us played, let's say for me, I was a pitcher all through high school. And now my right shoulder, I just don't have the same mobility. So when I do any kind of barbell movement, my right arm, my right side takes too much damage. It doesn't feel right. So I can't go all the way down, or I don't want to, I might risk injury hurting my right side of my body. So we're all different. So to say that you have to touch your chest, it's not right. You know, you don't have to. You know, I know some bodybuilders, they only go halfway down because that's the best mind muscle connection they have. So whatever you personally can do to feel the muscle, to contract it, to squeeze it, that's what you got to do. Maybe you only have to go 3/4 of the way down. Maybe you got to touch it. But overall, when you touch it, I feel like it takes away some of the constant tension. So that's an entirely different conversation. But sometimes I feel like when you do touch it, that gives you like a split-second rest, and you could explode and push it up. So that might not count, but it's preference, of course.
Yeah, and I mean that was like a great point. Like there's nothing in fitness that is truly said like you have to do it this way. Like fitness is very like once you start looking at all the different avenues, there's many different ways of doing like even the most basic things. You don't have to do something a certain way. Like it's not necessarily it's right or wrong. It's not a math question where it's this or that. Like there's
no yes or no. Literally never. All right. What is the difference between creatine monohydrate, creatine HCl? What is the benefit of each? If I had to break that on the most simple way, I mean, it's just two different strains of creatine. I don't want to use the word strain, but it's too late. I already said strain. So it's just two different types of creatine, guys. What I've noticed personally, I felt the exact same when I took creatine monohydrate and creatine HCl in terms of strength. I didn't notice any difference in that. However, where I did notice the difference was monohydrate. I held more water, and I felt like I got more stronger because I was putting more weight on the scale, which it was water retention. It wasn't muscle, guys. You're not just going to magically put on muscle with creatine. But yeah, I felt better overall on monohydrate versus HCl. I just felt like I had the strength without the water retention, which isn't what I was going for, but I don't see a difference. It's your preference, honestly, you know?
Yeah. I've tried both. I didn't try HCl long enough to really like notice a significant difference between the two, but that's something I've heard before is people talking about like water. Like HCl is absorbed faster than monohydrate, but you do get whatever one. If you're gonna take one, then you can get your hands on. I didn't take creatine until I was 21 though, or pre-workout.
Yeah, I don't suggest any supplements, guys. You guys ask me every day in my DM or in my comments on TikTok. You guys know what my answer is gonna be. If you're not 18, do not take anything. The only thing I suggest people is maybe some protein powder, because not everybody has an appetite to eat tons of food all the time. You know, like sometimes a protein powder may help, but take that $20 you were going to spend on creatine, go buy a quality steak. You're good to go, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's another thing. You guys, supplement this. Like, are you getting like proper nutrition? Like supplements add up fast.
Like, they do.
really fast. It's expensive. So it's like you got to make sure that you can get the basics. That's the biggest need. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got a car, like you got to put gas in the car before you buy like a new sound system so you can bump with your friends. Like, yeah, it makes the car better, but you need the fuel to run. You got to get food. That's the
can't be stuck in the parking lot slapping the beat, bro. Don't count. Is it bad that I rely on dumbbells for bench press, bench and overhead press? My shoulders are uneven and don't go down the same. Kind of branching off what I was saying earlier, guys. I'm like my right shoulder, I don't have the full contraction because I like pitched for so many years. I still use dumbbell. The reason I don't use barbell is because when I watch back videos, I did this a while ago, I noticed that like I would be just like this, and it's not on purpose, but when I do dumbbells, I have a better chance of evening them out. I don't know if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but I don't like doing barbell if you have any kind of muscle imbalances because sometimes it can make it worse. So I think it's okay. What do you think, Jalen?
I mean, like, also, like, your gym probably has like hammer strength equipment. And
I didn't think about
it's designed for bodybuilding. Like, you don't necessarily have to do a dumbbell press or a barbell press. Like, there's plenty of different variations that you can do. Like, the machine is not. I mean, look at Phil Heath. He uses machines. Like, you don't necessarily need to do the free weights. Obviously, basics is better to do the free weights to get your mechanics down and everything. But, like, if you have an imbalance, those machines are going to help you big time.
I think the biggest misconception a lot of people have is that I know dumbbells like free weights have their place. They do. Like it's mandatory in most cases, but that's not to say we can't build muscle. We can't stimulate muscle with machines, because the second I go back to the gyms out me, I'm probably going to start going next week. I prefer machines, guys. I could build quality mass. I got to 240 something pounds using mostly machines because that's how I personally felt it. That's how I was able to contract my muscle. I didn't have one arm going lower than the other because the machine doesn't allow it. You don't have a choice. They're both even. You can't change that.
Track.
Yeah. So it's all preference, but I'd say a majority of bodybuilders, if you really pay attention to the top guys, they will do barbell squats. But if you watch them do chest, shoulders, they're doing hammer strength. They're doing other kind of machines because they feel it better. So it's still preference, of course, but you know.
Dominic, I'm watching the finals right now. Like I have it on in the background.
All right. Hey. All right. Both of your thoughts on non-stim pre-workout. Do you use stims or are you a non-stim?
I'm speaking of stim. I've been trying to go. The problem is I ran out of the core, so I was blackout, which is like 400 milligrams caffeine.
Oh Lord,
so
bro.
It's crackhead energy.
Damn.
Yeah. But I'm not. It's just a pump product, basically. It's not stim pre. I mean, you could definitely like if you're want to go the route of going pre and if you're not like coffee drink or anything, you're younger, just go like a pump product. Like that's better than starting the pre-workout now, because in a year from now you're gonna climb up the ladder of pre-workouts and then you're gonna be taking like some dark energy or something because you have no caffeine tolerance anymore.
Bro, I mean this is a really bad comparison, and sorry guys if you don't get the joke, but like there's a lot of street drugs in the world, and when you take dark energy, it's like you're skipping all the drugs. You know, you're skipping weed, just going straight to heroin. Like, I tried dark energy, bro. I've tried every pre-workout over the last 10 years. You know, I started training at 16 in 2010, 2009. And I've tried them all, bro. Dark energy, bro. I swear I was seeing sounds. That has DMHA, like 400 caffeine. There's no going back. No other stim pre-workout will ever hit as hard as that. So I definitely suggest non-stim pre-workout, just for the fact that it doesn't have that vaso like constriction. When you have too many stims, guys, it can actually take away your pump, which would kind of indirectly affect your workout. It could ruin your workout because some of us, me personally, I train for the pump. And if I don't have a pump, I feel like I'm not contracting. I'm not working the muscle. So I'm a big believer. And you guys who follow me know that I preach non-stim pre-workout. Not to say stims aren't good. It's just I take a non-stim pre-workout. I add in a 100 milligram caffeine pill on the side so I can control it. And then that's all I need. Jaylen, he likes stims. That's on him. That's what he likes. That's what he needs. That's what he likes. You know, but you don't need DMAA. You know, that's pushing.
Yeah. Do not buy dark energy. Like, don't. That's not like just don't. Just go if you want some crazy stim. Go get a high stim pre workout, like stimmed up or like Rise Blackout super high stim.
I haven't tried any Rise products. I've only seen because I've seen Greg talk about. I've seen every talk, but I haven't physically got to try it. So maybe I'll try a sample. You know, I'll send you some Evogen. You send me a sample of that. We'll try it.
Yeah, I got a sample. Like with this next drop, like I should have sample packets of like the pre-workout. They don't have the protein powder, which I wish, because that is hands down like every pre-workout, every like protein powder I've tried like down here, and it's like it's so delicious.
Is it isolate? It's isolate.
Yeah, it's mainly isolate. The second is it does have like the concentrate, but the main protein
the main thing is isolate.
It's isolate.
Okay.
Yeah, got a little bit of MCT oil, but just like the flavor is just like that's the biggest thing for me is like the taste.
All right. Do you guys work out with resistance bands? Did you ever bring any with you to the gym, like in between sets or anything, or no?
To warm up, like my chiropractor has a bunch of shoulder exercises. My left shoulder bothers me sometimes. I'm still trying to like lock in on it, but like just to like warm up, I hate resistance bands now because I had to use them in quarantine.
I use them so much.
I'm so like sick of them. Like I don't want to like touch them at all. But like sometimes, on like some of the hammer strength machines, like put a band on it, just add extra resistance at the top, but not very often.
Yeah, I do use resistance bands, but I don't use it kind of the way you said, like, you know, when you add them to like the machine itself and like to add the extra, like I don't use them for that. So when I use them is typically in prep or when I'm dieting down, when I'm trying to get the intensity higher. What I'll do is like, let's say lateral raise, you know, like some heavy dumbbell lateral raises. I'll do 8 to 10 heavy dumbbell lateral raises. I'll drop it. I'll grab the resistance band, some moderately heavy weight, and then finish out with like 15 reps with the resistance band with some constant tension. So you get the best of both worlds. So to say you can't use resistance bands, you can. It just depends what you're trying to use it for. Are you going to build a bunch of muscle with it? Probably not. Was I able to maintain a physique for like a year of not training with resistance bands? Yeah, surprisingly, as long as you stimulate the muscle. But I couldn't like say you could bulk and put quality muscle with just resistance band. You know,
it's tough.
It'd be quite hard to do, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there is some heavy resistance bands, but it's going to be tough to do.
Yeah. All right. Can good traps make someone look bigger?
I mean, yeah, especially like in like a shirt, like you see the traps like. Oh, but I mean, you can say that about like any body part.
Yeah,
Big forearms make someone look bigger, you know.
true. I mean, I guess it depends, but like if someone's just walking around just like this all the time, then yeah, I mean, I guess. But at the same time, guys, I had this conversation. I don't even want to say what it is, but it's just one of my friends. I had a conversation. He has this super dominant trap. It's his gifted muscle group, and they're like up here, bro. And he's a bodybuilder, not a football player. And I was like, man, you need to lay off the traps, bro. Like it makes the rest of you look small because you literally look like a freaking cobra, man. Like that's so
Yeah.
like it can make you look bigger, but at the same time, it can cause you issues because if your traps are overactive, then you're gonna have trouble with your lateral raises. You're gonna have trouble with your presses, trouble with your chest because your traps and like the top part of your neck is gonna take all the beating. So that's I physically go to Grafton and like get deep tissue only on my traps so they always stay down. So you almost don't want to have super overactive traps, but that's just depends.
Yeah, and you can say that about like any body part having something too overdeveloped. That's why like it's all about balance,
Yeah.
symmetry.
All right. Can you build strength with purely hypertrophy training?
100%.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as optimal, obviously, if you're doing a strength program, but yeah, you're going to get stronger.
Yeah. Because think about it this way, guys. Like, let's say true hypertrophy. Let's talk about 8 to 12. If you lift a heavy ass 8 reps, you don't think you're going to get stronger? That's not that far away from 5 reps. So
Yeah.
you are going to get stronger. It's just like the only time I noticed that I didn't get stronger is when I tried to do like heavy like 15s. Like that's far away from 5, But when I trained like 8 to 9, I definitely got stronger.
Yeah. It's going to be more about how much you're pushing yourself. Like, I think people worry about way too much rather than worrying about pushing them. Actually, like, pushing and training, like, harder. People worry too much about, like, oh, my form's going to be absolutely perfect, or, oh, am I doing strength, or am I doing this, or RP that, like, if you push yourself, you're going to see progress.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. All right. Okay. But if you're an athlete that stop at the bottom, can it help? Oh, okay. I missed the first part of your question, but all right. How many times the week do you go to the gym physically? Do you, not including cardio or anything, do you go 5, 6, 7 times to actually lift weights?
7.
Oh, you train 7 days a week?
Yeah. Sunday's supposed to be my off day because I'm on, like, a men's physique split, but I want to do legs again, so I do legs on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is might be my opinion. We all train differently, guys. I do a lot of volume, so I couldn't train 7 days in a row even if I tried. Like I die out day 5. So I probably just do a little bit more volume than Jaylen, so that's why he's able to space it out more. But for me, I can't handle more than like 4 days on. So I might train like Monday through Thursday, take Friday off. Saturday through Tuesday, take like it's my rest days always change. I don't have a set rest day personally.
Yeah. Like I'll take one. I took one on my birthday. Not because of my birthday. I was planning. I wanted to work out, but I just felt like my body needed. I'm also on like Superman status right now, so like I can blast the muscle, and I may not even be sore like the next day. Like it's just
my only advice to you, bro, because I know you're new to cycling. I know you're new to gear. So I don't know how to say this like without sounding stupid, but just because you feel like you can go, it doesn't always mean it's optimal. I know it's a new feeling to you. A lot of us have been on for a while, so it's different.
Yeah.
So like we know our body differently, but just because you can doesn't always mean you should. I have seen a lot of even my enhanced, I don't want to say athletes, just enhanced clients. I drop them down in their off season. They're down to 5 training days. They're training 3 days on, 1 day off, like no debate. And that's how they grow the best because they grow on those rest days. Yeah. So I'm not saying you need to train 7 days a week. Sorry, 6, 7 days a week, but you may notice that you grow better and your body's able to optimize more food because you're going to be eating on those off days. Your body's going to utilize all that. So just something you could try. I'm not saying you have to. Just something that I would always encourage people to do is even if you're on cycle, it doesn't mean you need to train every day. You might feel better, but it's it's one of the things you could try one time. You don't have to, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I made it like how this all started is I started like I worked out for like a week straight. Like my transformation, I made it 136 days in a row at the gym, like not a single day off.
Damn.
Like
that was natural.
That's why,
too,
like,
bro.
if you ever see me post like anyone like doing like the gym and they're doing like 99 out of 100 or whatever, that's because like I did it, and the only reason why I stopped was because the gym's closed. Like I was gonna just keep going. That's just how like it functioned. Obviously, like I've talked with my coaches about it too. Like
of course.
Once they're like, it's like all season not a big deal. Like, but once we start lining up for show, you're taking a rest day. Like you're gonna have to rest. Like obviously no one wants to rest, like especially when that's like happiness, like that's like I love going to the gym. I just love being there. So, but you got to do what's best, you know.
You know what's weird? I mean, this just might be my beliefs, just from like things that I've tried, but like I actually have my athletes or clients, whatever, rest more and when they're bulking, so they could utilize more food and whatnot. And then I actually have them kind of push it balls to the wall in prep, because the more time you're in the gym, you're burning more calories. So I'm not saying I don't give them a rest day, but they have a higher chance of having rest days in the off season than when cutting, which is weird. I don't know. It's just something I always tried.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I might give it a shot here. I just don't. I probably would change my split, like probably 4 days on, 1 day off, and just see how that goes for a little bit and try it out.
Do you do push pull legs? Or do you do like the actual like men's physique, like chest and tricep, back and bicep, lats?
It's Monday's arms. Tuesday is just back. Wednesday is chest and shoulders. Thursday is legs. Friday is back and biceps. Saturday chest, shoulders, tris, and then Sunday I do legs again.
Okay.
And then one of those leg days is like hamstring dominant.
Okay. All right. Why are you not watching the finals? Okay, hold on. We got hella questions. Okay. Doesn't annoy you when high school? I mean, I don't know about you, Jaylen, but for me personally, like I mean, I used to be a fan of Greg. I'm not hating on Greg. It's just not someone I'm a super big fan of now, just his content over the last 6 months. So I do sometimes get irritated when every other comment's main gain, or like Greg disagrees, or like this. Every other comment I get is something Greg, and then I'll look and it'll be like a 15-year-old kid. I'm like, it's okay. Like I understand where they're coming from. That's like someone.
Yeah. Greg is kind of what got me into like. It wouldn't say my buddy got me into body, but I started watching Greg once I started like getting into body, because I started just looking up.
Oh yeah,
we've all watched Greg for sure. I'd always watch his videos when I was doing cardio. I mean, I'm still a fan of Greg. Like I'll watch it with my girlfriend. Like she likes because he's funny or whatever. But
I like his voice.
Yeah, he's very. I mean, he's just entertaining. Like some people are, and he'll cover with good information, and he's entertaining. Like there's some like Derek, more plays, more dates, extremely smart, very informational. But watching 40 minutes of his content versus Greg is going to be completely different. You know?
Yeah, they have two different personalities. That's for sure. Yeah. The only complaint I have about Greg, I still like Greg, so I'm not trying to say I dislike him at all. Is I started watching him maybe 2014. I watched him a long time. Like I watched like OG Greg, like when he was turning pro.
When he was big Greg.
Yeah, like the Greg, when he was like in his room, like in like a basement shooting videos. That's when I first started, just because like I saw his information, like this guy's kind of smart. Like he's talking about how to compete, the drugs he takes, the food. Like that's how I started watching him. And then like flash forward maybe like 2019 maybe. It's like he started doing Natty or Nots and all these other things. I was like, oh damn! Like I still like him. I was like, damn, it's more for entertainment, not for like education. So it's I don't know. I still like him though. I'm not trying to say I don't like him.
Yeah, and I like he'll still do. Obviously, it's going to be primarily entertainment because that's the videos that bring in the money. Like
oh yeah,
like that's what the people want. You got to give your audience what they want. So
all right. Oh wait. Okay, is it fine to take a pump non-stim pre with a pre-workout such as Rise Pre?
Yeah, I don't know the formula. The Rise Pump is better on its own. If you're taking like one of the Rise Pre, you're better off getting the pump capsules. Just because instead of overloading on like nitrates or like L-sertraline, it's a glycerol base. So you'll get like a separate pump. That kind of makes sense. Not obviously it's gonna be one pump, but like different chemicals or whatever.
All right. How old are you? How old are you, Jaylen?
I'm 22. I turned 22. Just turned 22 September 20th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm 26. He's 22. So I that's why I started competing before him, because I have like 4 years on him, you know? All right. Tips on getting off stims. Okay. So I guess if someone was addicted to stims, what advice would you give them? How to come off it?
So like say you're taking a pre-workout. Okay, we'll use me for example. So my standard, the pre-workout that I've been taking lately is like 400 milligrams caffeine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking a lighter pre-workout. If you can try to go cold turkey and try to be David Goggins or whatever, but you're going to feel like shit. Your body is caffeine dependent. You're gonna be tired. It's gonna be hard to be productive. So start off with like a lower stim pre, like around like the 250 range or whatever. Do that for a while, and then try going like a couple days without any pre-workout, or then start small, like dosing down the scoop. Like start going, try a half scoop, and then you will like eventually like your tolerance will come back down,
Yeah,
and then
it's literally like coming off a drug, bro. You know, it's no different than like some other like prescription drug. You know, it's just different.
Yeah.
One thing I've had a couple people, I haven't tried this with a lot of people because not everybody has serious addiction to pre-workout, but there are people who really are. So what I helped a couple people with is they were taking pre-workout every day for 6 months, maybe 6 to 8 months, somewhere around there. And I asked them, everybody's different answer, but I asked them, I was like, are you doing this because you're used to taking the stims and like you feel dependent on, like you need to have energy to go to the gym? Like, is that what it is? Or like you just like the pumps from it? Like what is it? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, I just need energy. You know, I'm tired from work. I'm tired from this, tired from that. So I was like, okay, stop taking a pre-workout. Take a non-stim pre-workout you still get the beta-alanine, so you still get the tingle, so it makes it feel like it's working. Then you take a caffeine pill, so you still get a small boost, but it's not 350, it might be 200. So now you're tapering down a little bit, and then you taper over to just a non-stim pre-workout. So you still have the nootropics, you still have the beta-alanine, so you're tingly, and then from there you would come off. So I've seen it work. It's not magic, guys. It's depend how big you're, if you're actually addicted or you're just saying you're addicted. They're two entirely different things. But
yeah.
All right. Does getting 6 hours of sleep or less affect your performance in the gym? Because I sleep hours the past 2 days and I perform terrible in the gym.
100%.
Yes.
That's why, like, anytime you guys hit a plateau, you need to look at everything. Your food.
Yeah.
Like, if you work out in the morning, you don't have as much food in your body. Or yesterday, where your carbs low. Like, everything factors in. That's why, like, these athletes at the top, or no matter the sport, are super dialed in on like what to eat, because what you do outside of the gym factors into the gym.
Yep. Because I always try to tell people like the most simple way, like, yes, you need weights to grow. Obviously, that's a big factor. But what you do, like you said, outside of the gym is where you grow. Like, you grow when you're resting. So like when you're eating on your rest days and all that, you're growing. When you're sleeping, you're growing. So if you only get 4 or 5, 6 hours of sleep, and there was even a study I know I've talked about on my TikTok a couple times. There was a study done, and if you slept 3 or 4 days a week, less than 7 hours each, it affected your cortisol. This is for men. It affected cortisol, testosterone, metabolic rate. It started affecting all those things. So indirectly, you're killing your gains by not sleeping. So that's the simplest way to say it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, hold on. We got like 100 questions, but working on it.
Yeah, there's
two legends. Okay, I can't handle more than 3 days. Curious how. This might be a good question just because you have it now. Do you notice a difference? I mean, I could answer too, but do you notice a difference bulking in the off season, trying to grow for a show, whatever, natural versus being enhanced?
I mean, technically, when I was on prep for my last show, it wasn't necessarily. I mean, technically, it was like a little bit of bulk, but it was kind of just like not the way it is now. Like, I was kind of just doing whatever. Like, I had like a calorie goal that I try to eat, but like it wasn't anywhere where it is now. Now, I feel like sometimes like I have no appetite. Sometimes it's like, dude, I gotta eat again. Luckily, the meal prep company that I work with is about to start like cooking up most of my meals, because time wise, it's like 3 pounds of ground turkey, which is the big pack of ground turkey that we can buy.
Yeah.
That's 4 meals, and that's only 3 on one day, because it's not enough to be like that extra meal on that day. It has to be the smaller meal for the next day. So it's like,
do you do any red meat, salmon, any fatty foods in the off season, or you just keep it clean? You're still pretty shredded.
Yeah, I'll do. I've gotten just leaner, which, I mean, it will happen like sometimes, like especially
your metabolism's
but like I'll have like steak occasionally, or like sometimes like I don't personally cook chicken a lot, because I don't like it after it sits for like a day or two. Like, after it's been in the fridge for a day, I can't really eat chicken. Don't really have salmon, but I'll have like steak here and there. Maybe just like a burger, like make a burger of like not the leanest blend of ground beef.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody's gonna ask the question. What are your macros now? You don't have to go like in depth with your meal breakdown, but like, are you doing like 250 protein, 300 carbs?
I could give you a meal breakdown. I couldn't tell you like off the top. I haven't totaled it all out. I mean, I'm sure my coach probably has the total written down.
Yeah.
He just sends me the plan.
Okay.
The plan changes, but like,
Got you.
It's high though. Carbs are high. It's probably like 400 grams. Carbs are higher.
Nice.
Protein is crazy up there too. Probably close to like 300 grams. I had to take a guess.
Damn, that's a shit ton of protein in the off season.
It's just food.
I mean, if you're trying to grow, bro, your goal is to be a pro. That ain't nothing yet, bro. I've seen some pros eat some food, so you got a long way. You got to start mastering that. So then next year when you're bigger, and your body needs more food to hold that same size, that 300 protein is going to turn to 350. Those carbs are going to turn to 700. It's just going to keep going. So you better figure it out.
Literally, it's just like food. And just the big thing, one thing I struggle with now is sometimes I don't get my meals, just timing wise. Because I got to eat, I'm planning to eat 6 times a day.
Yeah.
So, like, if I have any little bit of lax between, like, the meals, it'll throw everything off. Then it'll be bedtime. It's like I just ate an hour ago. Like, sometimes I'll just have, like, a shake or something. That way I get a little bit of protein in, but, like, a whole another meal, it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Damn, bro. I hate bulking, but then, like, sorry, I mean, I hate cutting, but then when I think about how much food I have to eat to grow, I'm like, no, I like cutting better. I'd rather starve than,
my opinion. I think it's harder.
You know? All right.
Like, forcing myself to eat is harder than forcing myself not to eat.
Bro, it is. You could just go to sleep if you're hungry. You know, you can't go to sleep. You got to get food in.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I gotta. And it's just like, especially like if I'm at work and I'm on break and I have 15 minutes to put down 60 grams of carbs from rice. So that's like a cup and a half of rice and then 8 ounces of ground turkey. It's like, oh my God. And when I'm not hungry, oh.
Did you get to choose your protein source? Like, why are you doing so much turkey? You just like it?
It's just easier for me to cook. I get like, it's like broken up into like categories or whatever. Like,
yeah, of course.
It'll say like this meal is like 8 ounces of category 1 protein and then 40 grams of a category 2 carb. And then there's like a sheet that has like what each one is or whatever.
No, I got you. I was like, are they saying like you only get ground turkey? Because I'd kill myself, bro. I can't. That's my least favorite protein. I can't.
Really?
I hate it.
I love ground turkey.
Tilapia and chicken all day, every day. It's all I can do.
Good tilapia is good, but what I got right now, like in all these stores, is just low quality. Like I hold it up, I can see through it. Like not like good.
No,
good
you got to hit up like an organic store, like a Whole Foods or something. I don't know if you have that where you're at, but you just need to hit like a quality store, and you got to pay that $5 a pound to get it. All right.
That's good, Matt.
What is more beneficial, training through the soreness or taking a rest day in the middle of your split?
I mean, it depends on how, like, sometimes working out when you're sore will help you feel, like, less sore. Not, like, you're not going to push balls to the wall, but just going through the motion and, like, will make you feel, like, less sore. Yeah. Versus if you were to just sit there doing absolutely nothing, you're going to be, like, you're going to start to lock up and feel like, oh, my God, I can't even move. Your arms blocking up like this, your biceps are sore.
Literally.
How does it help?
That's a good question, though, because, I mean, obviously there's tons of factors that don't, like, yes or no. I you know, like what you said, still right. It depends how sore I am. Like if it's a leg day, then like you know how to fix it. Go out for a walk, go stretch, go foam roll, like that'll fix it. But if like your chest is sore and now you have like shoulder day or something, like that might be tough to pull off. Sorry, other way around. If you just did shoulder day and your shoulders are sore, now you got to go to your chest because like you know you still work your delts, like that might be tough. So there's factors, but you know they're both right. You could take a rest day, you could train through it. You know whatever you can handle.
And you got to be smart too because now if you're sore, your muscle's a little weaker. So don't go trying to push some big compound lift. So your shoulders are sore, you want to go bench heavy. Well, you might just set yourself up to get hurt. Like you got to be smart about it too. So, like you can go through the motions and just like move, like pump chase basically. Like don't go trying to strength train when you're sore. It could lead to getting hurt.
All right. Do you know this person, Jalen? The Matt person? The one who's Matt small? I was like, I mean, he's right. He said you were going to smile, so, you know.
Yeah, no, that's one of my homies.
All right. So, if you guys have any more questions, drop them here. You know, I'm not trying to hold Jalen here all night. I still got a list of questions. I'll go through some of them. You know, I'm not trying to be here all night, but I'll go through.
You got a limit. It'll end after an hour, no matter what.
Oh, no, they took it away.
Oh, they did?
My last one was 8. I thought I was waiting for it to end. It was 95 minutes. They took it away.
What?
Wow.
I did not know that.
You could talk for hours, bro. All right. So, I'll just go through some of them. We already answered that.
Oh, hold on. Here's a good one right here. Should I buy the McGregor workout and diet plan? It is going to be a cookie cutter diet and workout plan. If it's cheap, sure. But, like, any big – that's just like getting coached by people that have a ton of followers, like these big IFBB pros. It's going to be, like, probably some cookie cutter plan. Like, you buy their, like, custom program. It's probably not going to be that custom.
No.
Like, they have millions of followers.
It can't, bro.
You can't.
It can't be. Because even like my book, guys, like I wrote my fat loss book, and like don't get me wrong, it still covers probably 70% of the population. But it's still not, it'll never replace like working one-on-one with me. Like it'll never replace it. Like books are made to be generalized. So he can't, like that person's not making a book. And it's from McGregor. So I didn't even know he made workout books, but
yeah, like what is that? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But
right?
like something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I'd probably save your money if we're being completely honest, you know? All right. What's a good Caustic Physique split?
I'll let you answer this because you'll know more about this.
So
I would imagine something similar to like what I'm going on, but it also depends on the person. Like your split is very subjective. Like what are your weaknesses? What do you need to bring up in your physique? Because that needs to be emphasized in your training.
So okay, here's an example. So I had a phone consultation yesterday, day before, with some guy trying to recruit me. So he wanted to work with me. So I'm sending me some pictures, and he wanted to do Classic. And I was thinking about how I have a current guy, Jake, who's doing Classic, and his workout split's pretty standard. We actually only train one muscle group per week because he's pretty proportional. Now this guy, he had 0 legs. He was all upper body, and I was like, bro, we may even have to do legs 2-3 times, like 2 for sure. We may even have to do 3. You have like your legs are non-existent. And he's like, what do you mean? Like this other guy told me you don't need to do legs twice a week. I was like, you normally don't, you know, you can, but for you, you have 0 legs. So everybody splits different, guys. But if I had to give you a general split, just particularly some people that I know, it'll be something like a leg day, a chest day, a back day, maybe sometimes an off day, and then a leg day, a shoulder day, and arm day. So everything gets worked once, except legs is typically twice. But when it's twice with legs, one is power, and then one is like hypertrophy and endurance. Option 2 is one is quad based, one is hamstring and glute based. So that's a very common split, training one muscle group each, and then splitting legs up into 2 different types. So it's not for everybody. It varies person to person, but it's common. All right. Why is my coach not on the treadmill? Today's my rest day, guys. I'm actually probably going to do some cardio before bed, but besides that. All right. Is fast digesting carbs bad for you? No, fast digesting carbs are perfect, especially like Jaylen right now would probably utilize it pretty well, especially if he's struggling to get down 300-400 carbs. Like I always have people use 25-50 grams of carbs. It doesn't matter what brand you use. There's Evogen has one. There's Vitargo. There's all kinds of ones you could have. 50 grams intra-workout. So you sip it. You keep your fullness. You don't go catabolic, and it helps you with the carbs for the day. So yeah, I do like them.
Now I've looked into getting one. Rise doesn't have one, so maybe I'll look into Evogen.
Yeah, Evogen's is dope. If you get the glycogen, it has pump stuff in it. However, if you're already taking pre-workout and all those things, I would go with something such as like a Vitargo. It's just a different brand. It's just, there's no extra additives. It's just straight up high quality carbs. But yeah, you could talk to me about that later. Sure. All right. Can you build muscle with calisthenics? I mean, I don't see why not. You're
not going to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
obviously. Bodybuilder. You can build muscle. I mean, look at the calisthenic dudes. They're pretty ripped, but you don't see none of them looking like they're going to step on stage in a classic physique show or anything like that. No. It's also going to be a lot harder to train your lower body too.
Yep. Okay. If you're 25% body fat, should you bulk or cut?
Cut, in my opinion.
Yeah. This is just, I'm throwing a number out there, guys. Anything past 18, when you're getting close to 20, that's it's not, you're not obese, right? But you are getting towards that fat realm. You know, when you can't even see one ab when you're flexing, you're getting a little too far.
Yeah, good lighting and flexing and nothing.
Like, yeah, that doesn't count. You can't hold your stomach and pull it down and have your abs show. That doesn't count. You can't just look in the mirror and flex and you don't even have a little bit of abs. You're crossing that 18, 19, 20 realm, and then that's going to be hard to come back from because now you're going to have to sacrifice some muscle as you're cutting down. So I would cut, bro.
Speaking of body fat percentages, what do you think based off, I don't know if you saw like my last Instagram picture, or how lean do you think I am right now?
I mean, I saw you on live. I didn't see it. I didn't pay attention to IG much. I don't know, man. I mean, you're above 10, but you're still shredded. That's why I was like, damn, bro, you're eating all these lean meats, man. You're gonna stay shredded. Like you're still growing, but now you're still relatively lean. I mean, it's good because when you start prep, they may allow you. You know, I'm not talking about the drug portion, but they may allow you to grow into the show. You know, because they have to keep feeding you. Because if you're like 10, 11% body fat and you only got to be 5 on stage, you could knock that out in 6 weeks or so. Yeah, so it'll benefit you later. I had the same conversation with the Ripter. I don't know if you know that men's physique dude.
Yeah.
Natural dude. Like he's so lean year round that he doesn't even have to prep, bro. He's like, I want to do that show. They're like, all right, let's add some cardio in. Like he gets lean.
Literally.
So it has its pros and cons. Do I think you need a little bit of body fat? to be in a big enough surplus to grow? Yes. But at the same time, if you're growing and you know, you said better than me, of course. If you see yourself in the mirror growing, you're getting stronger, the pumps are insane, and you still have abs, then, you know, it is what it is. You know, my client Brett still has abs and he's eating 4,600 calories. So, you know, it's not like he's starving. We're all different genetically.
Yeah. And I feel like this is around maybe a little high. It's like my body, like natural set point. Like this isn't like,
yeah,
it's where my body wants to sit. It's just like pretty lean, well still.
Do you ever, I mean, I guess it's more of like a personal thing, but for you personally, do you ever catch yourself slipping meals in the off season, or is this something that you're like, I want this forever, this is my job? Like, do you have OCD when it comes to bodybuilding, or is this kind of like whatever to you?
When it locks in, as of lately, I've kind of been slacking a little. Like not even a little, like definitely been slacking. Like I'll sub in like Chipotle or something just because it's faster. Just like not having time, but I'll still try to get like I still got to get like enough food in. Like it may not be like exact. It all depends on like, I don't know. I'll go like through like little like phases. Like obviously when I first like started working with them, I was like super on point. And now once I start getting like, I think it's gonna be like either like 3 or 4 out of my 6 meals a day like already made. Then it's gonna be like totally because I don't have to do any of it. It's like I got no excuse. Like let's lock in for sure.
That is
like, not missing anything. But I'm human. Like it's also off season. I don't even have a show like even like, oh, we might do this one. So it's like there's no
what is your job? Are you a trainer? You're a trainer, right? So you have a pretty active
I do personal training at a private gym, but I also work like the front desk at another gym. At like a commercial gym. Okay. And then like obviously I have like my website, you know, and like sales through that, and then
cop some merch, bro. Hit up his website, cop some merch. Then after you're done,
do you want it?
Die merch, cop it all.
Big facts.
All right. So we already answered that.
What's the ideal physique for Mr. Olympia? Well, it depends on what class we're talking. Like what category.
Yeah, there's no way to answer that, bro. And it's subjective too, because I mean, I bet if me and Jaylen just sat here and we debated what our favorite muscle groups are on somebody, like we'd probably have different opinions, you know. Maybe we'll have the same, but I don't know. But there's no ideal physique, you know. Like obviously, if I had to go through it super quickly, men's physique, super small waist, wide back, thick middle back, humongous chest, knocking that out. Classic, vacuum is optional, humongous quads, striated glutes, small waist, big shoulders, big arms. Then you go to open or 212, as big as you could possibly be, but still shredded, fullness, things like that. So like, there's no, like every class is different. There's no simple way to say that, you know?
Yeah, and the classes evolve. Like look at men's physique when it started. Look at men's physique now. Like so, it's like it's gonna change.
2017, Jeremy Buendia just opened the doors, bro. They're like, they saw how big he was, and they're like, all right, we gotta do that too. And it just never stopped. Never stopped again. Would you personally rather have big arms or big legs?
Like, come on, do y'all not? Maybe you don't know who I am. Like, big legs.
I probably would have said that before, until when I started doing legs twice a week, because I had the passion to do classic, right? Like it was always in the back of my head, so I did legs twice a week. Bro, my jeans didn't fit. Nothing. I had to throw all my jeans away. I had to wear shorts and joggers 24/7. So. Minus all those, you know, inconveniences, like having big legs would be dope, but there's just certain things I think about. But the same thing applies to arms,
inconveniences, especially having a small waist.
Yeah,
I feel like the girls would like the big old butt. Like you can't find anything that fits around. I can't find anything that fits around my legs and my waist.
Yeah. And
then if it does, then it's a boot cut jean. I'm not wearing boot cut jeans in 2020. Like,
no. Bro, I live in shorts and joggers, like, cause you know I just print my own shit, so like I have like 50 of my own. I was like, I'm just gonna wear shorts and joggers every day. You know, it's just easier. It fits better.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, who cares? Like,
all right. Do you watch any other sports besides bodybuilding and I guess basketball? Do you watch football, baseball, MMA, boxing?
I really don't watch basketball. I don't watch any TV at all, really. Like,
yeah.
My entertainment sources. Like, I would say, like, I'll scroll through TikTok, but, like, YouTube. That's what I watch. That's, like, like, you guys go watch Netflix shows, like, unless it's with my girlfriend and we occasionally will watch something, a movie. It's primarily, like, YouTube. But, like, I'll follow, like, NBA. I'll follow LeBron pretty good. I used to be big into football, but I don't know. It just, like, changed over time.
Yeah, I'd say I'm the same way. I mean, I was a big baseball fan because that's what I played my entire life. And I was like, oh, I love baseball. And then, like, I started getting into bodybuilding. And, like, my goal, like, kind of changed over time. Like I always wanted to be like a pro, you know, and competing wise. And I was like, oh, Well, now I kind of want to be like one of the best coaches in the world. Like that's my actual goal now. So to do that, I have to spend all my time learning from Dave Palumbo, Chris Aceto, Chad Nichols. So I literally, my 2 or 3 hours a day that I'm free, I'm on YouTube 24/7 or podcasts or like even phone consultations. I'll pay to talk to some of the top coaches in the world because like that's what interests me. So that's my free time is. I don't even watch TV. I don't watch anything honestly, but I'm also a nerd. So, bodybuilding nerd. All right. Okay. Should I run a cycle to end up on your next episode of Bodybuilding Horror Stories? You probably shouldn't. I have about 9 stories stacked up. I just haven't got a chance to shoot them because I've been busy this week. But I got a bad one, guys. I got a real bad one. I mean, I got 9 bad ones, but one worse than the others. All right. What are your thoughts on younger guys using PEDs? I'll let you answer this one because I know you waited a while. So what was the reason that you waited so long?
Like originally, like when my last prep was for a natural show and then like an NPC show. Because I wanted to get my natural pro card. I most likely was going to win my natural pro card at that show because I don't think anyone had. I was confident that I was going to do good at the NPC show against guys on stuff.
Yeah.
But like it needs to, if you're going to do it, I mean, one, you should be able to. There shouldn't be any restrictions that you can't buy anything or do anything in America.
Yeah.
Or every country. So if you're not old enough to go to the casino or do all this, you still have like age restriction. You shouldn't even consider it. And if you are going to go that route, do your research and get somebody that knows their stuff. Not your buddy that's run some stuff. He's going to sell you the stuff that he doesn't want to use or stuff that he was using and now he found like a better dealer or something. Like get a coach, reach out to someone, pay for a phone consultation and talk to someone about it. Like be smart. And wait on it, like sit on it like a while. Like I've thought about it for a while, and then I was like, all right. I was like, well, my goal is pro. Eventually, I'm gonna have to I can probably train another 5-6 years and probably still put on mass, but it's gonna be slow. Why I didn't want to wait. I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. Like I'm gonna go for it.
Branching out into that, I mean, this is kind of like what you're saying. There's one thing, guys. I think. When you're younger, because I remember when I was like 18, 19, I was getting in training, but I started at 16, so I was like my 3rd or 4th year training, and I just saw it. Some of my friends were getting on it, and I remember my one friend, I was 19, so I was like a freshman in college, and he hopped on Test and Trend, and like I physically saw him transform in front of my eyes over 12 weeks, and I didn't believe it that like someone could change their physique, and like he was eating like shit. He ate whatever he wanted, and he was getting leaner and harder and drier and stronger every single day for like 3 months, and I was like, wow. And then he just complained how like he was pissing dark brown and all this shit. I was like, okay, well there's pros and there's cons, like he was strong, looking good, but his blood work came out, bro. His shit was fried. So yeah, my best advice, guys, don't rush it. Just because you see people that are big, I know people who are big and they're natural. Not a lot. I know a few of them, but just because you're 16, 17, 18, 19, that doesn't mean that you can do something that like a 23, 24, 25, 26-year-old. Like those are big age differences. So definitely research it. If you're under 21, don't hit me up for phone consultations. I have tons of you guys trying to ask me gear advice. If you're under 21, I'm going to say, no, I'm not doing it. It happened yesterday. I said, no, I'm not doing it. That's pretty much it, guys. Do a lot of research. I wrote that anabolic ebook. You can check it out. It's not cheap, but it'll teach you the basics. It'll teach you myths. It'll teach you everything that could possibly go wrong. So that's really all I could say on it, but definitely wait until you're 20, minimum 21. I'd say 25, but no one's going to do that. So let's just say 21 at absolutely bare minimum.
And also make sure that you've been working out for a while.
Oh yeah.
Don't hop into the gym. Oh yeah. Whoa. He said I gotta be 20. I'm 21. I just started working out last year. No.
Yeah.
That is.
Sorry. Should have specified. If you haven't been training 4, 5, 6 years and you have your base and you know how to train, you shouldn't be touching gear. Okay. Otherwise you're going to hop on. You're going to grow. Trust me, you're going to grow. But you are going to have some weird ass fucking muscle proportion. That's why you see people who have these big ass shoulders and nothing else. Because they hopped on cycle, they did presses, they did chest. And that's why they look that way. Okay.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, especially a lot of you young guys, I think a problem is, too, is now that Coach Greg's done all these natty knots and all these Gymshark athletes, they're all younger, too, and you guys want to look like them. You got to remember that bodybuilding is a very genetic sport. Not everyone, none of you guys could probably have the calves that I have. I don't train calves at all. My calves look like ball sack. I have giant calves. I don't train them. Like my quads, like I have really big legs. That's just my genetics. I've always had really big legs. Obviously, I train legs hard, but like you got to be realistic about it. Don't just oh, I'm going to stick this in my butt and I'm going to look like him. No,
Yeah.
you're not going to look like Anthony Mantello.
No.
You have like a 34-inch waist. Like, it's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah. He has like a what? How small is his waist? Like
it's tiny.
24, 25?
He's got a crazy physique. He'll definitely go pro. He's not going to be the youngster, but he'll go pro. He just needs more size.
100% more size. All right. How long have you been in the fitness industry for?
I define being in the fitness industry. I don't know what that.
Honestly, I was going to ask the same thing. Like, I started training at 16. I'm 26. I got my first full contract at 20. When after I started competing, and I had a pretty big following on Instagram, and I mean, Snapchat and Facebook don't matter, but like I had a decent following on all those. So like I had a full sponsorship. They paid me like for tanning and all that shit. So I don't know, let's say it's 2014, 2015, but I don't know how you're a part of the fitness industry, you know, like I don't know how you are. So I don't know.
I don't know what that defines. I would say year. That's when I mean, coming up this month would be like when I got back into working out and really like made the transformation was October 30th. So.
All right. Have you ever met anybody who used synthol? Yes.
No, I have not.
So actually, scratch that. I haven't met anybody use synthol, but I've met people use Pharmafill and all the other side enhancements, which are safer alternatives to synthol. I'm not saying it's safe. They're just safer than synthol. Some of them do go away. They dissipate in the body after a couple months. So it's like, that's probably the most common now. I'm not telling you to do it, but I know personally some top guys in men's physique right now who use it in their upper chest, because that's why their upper chest looks like they have a fucking bowling ball. You know, they got some boobs out there. So I personally know them. And now when you go up to like classic 212 bodybuilding, now they all use it. You know, a lot of them use it because they can't have small arms. Like there's no small arms in bodybuilding. Then you go to rear delts. You can't have small rear delts if your middle back is huge. So like they do it in small spots. None of them do it like, you know, those Brazilian guys where they just inject it in their trap and they put gallon. Like no one does that, guys. You could put a small amount, and that little inch that it could add to your bicep or whatever can make that extra pop. So I'm not telling you to do it, but yes, it is a lot more common than you would think, and that's probably the most I will say about that.
I just learned something new. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's you'll people are honest, man. There's a couple people that like they've told me, and I was like, really? I thought your chest was genetics. Like, oh yeah, it is, but I still do one shot of Pharmafill once a week. I'm like, so that is not genetic. But at the same time, guys, I know women. I know a wellness competitor right now. It's called they call it glassing. Is that the nickname for it? It's something called inserting glass. It's a special chemical you put in your ass cheek, and it just enhances it. But it's not like butt injections where it looks super funky. It looks 100% now. You would not even know, and you can still build muscle with it. So that's why all these wellness girls have this super round, huge butt, but it's hard as a rock because it's still muscle. But then they enhance it almost like we would do for like our chest or something. So that's the trend right now. It originated in like South America, but it's branching out into America, and I only know because I know people who do it. So that's if guys can do it, girls can do it. So it's a never-ending thing. What's up, True Gains? What's up, bro? Your physique's looking sick, bro.
Appreciate it, man. The TikTok with the merch, I'll definitely check it out, bro. Appreciate you copping some rides with the code.
Okay. Are you guys active apart from the gym, or are you pretty sedentary? Like after you're done training, do you go out and like go do some other shit, or you just like you chill?
Most of the time I have to do that stuff, whether it's training someone else, going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I will like game. That's one of my hobbies I like to do, but for the most part, like
you got some Warzone, bro? Got some Warzone?
Nah, 2K.
Oh, okay. All right. As for me, guys, I train, and then the rest of my day I'm behind a computer for 12 hours because I got so many of you who got to coach. So now my day is pretty sedentary after training. Okay, on my 4 cycle. Oh, how much more time do you have, Jalen? You only got like 10 minutes. So I'm not trying to hold you here all night.
I mean, yeah, we go another 10 minutes. That works for me.
All right, cool. All right, I'm on my 4th cycle of rad. Okay, first off, there's no rad 677. There's MK 677. There's rad 140.
Definitely.
But let's assume you're saying MK 677. Okay, guys, I'll break this down super simple. When you take something such as a growth hormone secretagogue, it does send pulses to your IGF and all that. So yes, you are taking a small form of HGH. You can almost consider it like an oral HGH. However, it affects our insulin sensitivity. what that means for, you know, those of you who don't know what it means is if your insulin sensitivity gets messed up, you can almost turn yourself diabetic. When your blood glucose levels start rising, you wake up in your morning, you prick your finger. If your blood glucose level is over 100, but your diet's on point, everything's on point, but you're on MK, you're slowly turning yourself diabetic. I've seen it. I had somebody's numbers 125 on MK. That's months away from turning yourself weeks away from turning yourself diabetic. So it's one of my least favorite compounds, and everybody runs it every day. It's more something you could run every other day or certain days. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but if you're running it every day and you've been doing cycles for it, you're pretty much fucking yourself in the most respectful way possible.
Search for Brad and Google said Red 677.
Red 677. All right, okay. What were some ways that helped you get educated in bodybuilding?
YouTube, and looking at, one thing is you gotta like watch people, and not all the information that people put out is true, but you gotta like check the receipt, like see if they actually know what they're talking about. The other thing is applying it to yourself, like going out like theories of training or like flushes, like, all right, well, let me try this out and see how it works. Like, does it work for me? Like, do I like it? That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would depend on what aspect. I mean, for me, I have certain, like, I probably have like 6 favorite YouTubers right now, just vloggers, whatever you want to call it. But each of them are good at something different. One of them is like a master at diet. One of them is a master of gear. One of them a master of training. So there's typically not someone who's good at everything, unfortunately, just the way it is. So there's just certain people that I like certain aspects of them. So I just learned something from each of them. So that's something that works for me. But if I had to give you, so I do YouTube, and then I also read books. Love books. If you ever have time, which some of you don't, but look for a topic that interests you, find a scholarly article on it, and you can just read through it. You know, not everybody cares about things like that as I do, but I like finding research to some of the claims that I put. But all right, I don't like Carnitine. I don't like GW. It's so expensive to make real GW, and it's often faked. Don't take it. It doesn't have that many benefits unless you're like a long endurance sprinter or something like that. Okay, Jaylane, did you see the TikTok I made for your merch? So I use your code, but summarize. Dope.
Yeah, I said that earlier when you commented it.
All right. Okay. You can't not say the names. I'm going to make a video on it, guys, because I don't want to mess up their YouTube. Like, I know their real name, but I don't want to mess up their YouTube channel. So maybe like Monday or Tuesday, I'll post my top 5 favorite YouTubers that I personally watch and that I like their content. All right. There was only like 2 questions on here. I don't want to take too much more of your time, Joe. There's only a couple questions here I thought would be good to talk about, and then I'll save the rest for like another interview or something.
Word.
So two questions. We get enough on that. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
All right. So number 1, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to the gym?
All right. Now, especially now that I work at a gym.
Yep.
You sons of bitches need to clean up after yourself. You re-rack your weights after you use it. You know, especially now, you should definitely clean it. But, you know, clean it, put your weights away. It's so annoying having to re-rack people's stuff. And I'll get in people's faces, too, at the gym. Like, it's mainly girls that work like the front desk. And, like, I'll get, especially, I mean, like, I would consider I'm pretty jacked up dude. So I'll get in someone's face, like, bro, were you just using that? Like, yeah, it's all you. Like, no, you need to go over there and clean it up. Like, I'm back here to babysit you, bro. He's like, come on now. Especially the people on leg press. Do not leave a ton of plates on the leg press. You don't know if some girl is going to go use that, or even just someone that's getting in the gym, or they're about to single leg press. Not everyone can do 10 plates on each side, 8 plates on each side. Like, take the weights off. You're strong enough to put them there. You're strong enough to put them back.
Bro, it's facts.
Someone did poop in the shower, bro, which was absolutely insane, bro. Like, linking law. Like, didn't even try to wash down. Like, that was insane. I would never expected that.
How's it even happen?
I
don't.
So,
how does it even happen? I look like I'm about to cry, bro. I got allergies, bro. Give me a break. Chill, bro. All right. There was one more question I thought was pretty good. Just because, like, it was something for you specifically. Oh, okay. Yeah, we get enough on this just because that was kind of cool. But if you had a choice and you could do whatever you want and long term, what class could you see yourself being the most successful in? So what class would you feel that you would have the highest chance of reaching the highest level possible? So it doesn't have to be the Olympia. It could even be turning pro.
Roommate just walked in here.
Oh, good.
Classic.
That's where you trying the best?
I think I'd be one. I mean, like, class. I feel like if you're in classic, you like going up to open, obviously it's gonna be more drug use, so I don't want to do that. Like obviously I use it, but I want to be as healthy as I possibly can. So I think classic, like I still have a tiny waist, like, and I just like that look better rather than like the open.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to use insulin to get to bodybuilding, but at the same time, it's not uncommon to use it to get there. So I think that would be the biggest factor. You know, like I for myself, I mean, I love men's physique just because I look way better standing there than moving. So I'll never leave personally, but that's just me. You look better posing. So that's why I was like, I think you'd be better at classic, you know, even if you could do men's physique, I just think that it'd be a waste not to show your legs, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what and finding shorts that are going to fit my legs.
Facts.
Like I feel like I'll look at like Brandon Hendrickson all the time. That's my favorite bodybuilder. And I'm like, even when I was like, I think my legs are bigger than his. Like he's got like big legs for runners. I feel like my legs are bigger than my legs are wide. Like the amount of time, like my pants all get rips in like the project from my legs rubbing. Like, and it's just like, and I've tried to wear like I get dark sport a lot, like the same size, and it doesn't really fit. I was like, I can't move.
How tall are you? You're 5'9"?
Yeah, I'm like 5'9", maybe 5'9.5".
How tall is he?
He's short, 5'9" or 5'8". He's like same height.
I think he's just so big he looks short. So maybe
yeah,
that's
like
it.
His upper body. I mean, I'd love to see him in person, but upper body is just massive.
Yeah, I got to meet him at the 2018 Olympia, 2017. Yeah, 2018.
Oh, so the year you won.
Yeah. So that was dope. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
big ass person. All right,
I'd love
guys.
to go out there and work out.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Jaylane. You know, I don't want to hold you too much longer. It's been over an hour, so we don't need to be on live all night. But thank you for hopping on. Hope you guys learned something. And if you don't follow him, go follow him. And if you have anything to shout out, Jaylane, you know, shout out your brand, shout out whatever you got. Let's end off on that.
Hey, y'all gotta follow me on the gram. We're so close to hitting 10K. If you guys want to cop any merch, you know, support me or use any of my codes. That also is another great way to support. Or even just making sure that you watch and, you know, you comment and like on all your videos. That's like another great way to support your content creators is, you know, hit up their other social medias. If you find them on TikTok, go follow them on Instagram, find their YouTube. So support on all that. That's all I got.
Telling you guys, you got to boost our algorithm. You know, it's cool. You guys could like it, even if you comment something stupid. I don't even care. Just comment.
I'm an emoji. You know? It don't even matter.
It don't even matter, bro. Just put a K, put a hi, something. But all right, bro. Thank you for hopping on. You know, maybe we'll do this again in the future. And, all right, bro. Have a good one.
All right, man. Be easy.
Later.